Hi there, this is Mark Schauder with Sotheby's International Realty with another episode of Poway Today. Today I'm here with Erin Mitchell of Erin Mitchell Educational Consulting. Welcome.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell me what you do?
Well, I help high school students and their families through the college application process. So I like to start as early as freshman year, just kind of answering questions about course selection and just kind of the path to college, making sure that students are doing what they need to do to get to where they want to go. Most of my work really starts junior year with helping students make a college list, and then senior year with doing those applications, advising on how to fill out the application, how to write an essay, activity list, the whole process, kind of being that go-to person for questions and concerns.
And how did you get involved in being an educational consultant?
It was kind of a convoluted path. I got a master's in counseling right out of my undergrad at UCSD, and the master's is from USD, and I worked in residence halls counseling students who lived on campus, and noticed a lot of students really struggling with where they were because they didn't do a good job researching the colleges they were going to. They weren't looking for a fit, they were just kind of going for name. And or because their parents said it was the best school, or because their best friend went there, just random reasons. So I worked probably for 4.5, 5 years in that kind of setting, both at UCSD and UC Santa Cruz, and I saw it even worse as the students got older, just feeling kind of lost. So I checked out a mentor of mine a number of years later, and who I knew did this, and because I had gone to her when I was in high school. And just said, how do you do this? And she said, visit 20 colleges and come back and talk to me. And so I took my infant and we went all around California and visited colleges. And I came back and she goes, nobody's ever done that before. Said,
they stopped there?
Yeah, they stopped there. And I was like, all right, well, I'm here. And so she kind of mentored me. And I really enjoy helping the students try to find that fit. And it's just a really rewarding aspect of counseling because I'm there kind of getting them through that angst of senior year.
And the parents too.
And the parents too, yep, for sure. And then, getting to see the outcomes and the celebrations, that's fun.
And what motivates you besides the celebrations, of course?
That's probably it. I think that I loved college. Like it was a really good experience, not only educationally, but like socially, emotionally, the whole thing. Like I became a real person there. And it's because I think I did a pretty good job with fit on that, but also because I really got to know students through the different things that I did, the experiences that I had. And I love counseling. So, but I needed to find my population, and I think I found them because I get to work with students one-on-one. I get to help them through a super important process in their life. And for both parents and students, try to take some of that angst away because there's so much pressure on the kids. So that really motivates me to make them feel better, or at least more secure about the decisions that they're making, especially if they're going against the grain, which is you kind of have to do to make the decision for yourself these days. You have to really listen to yourself and what your needs are, and not listen to what's cool or socially acceptable, so that you make the right decision for yourself and not what you're supposed to do. And I love...
And for your future.
Yeah, and for your future, right, exactly. So I like being part of that. That's very motivating to me.
Okay. And what surprised you most about doing this? And how long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it for 16 years, maybe a little bit more than that, yeah. And not all here. My first stint was in San Jose. But what surprised me most, probably the taxes. And
that's what small business owners say.
And then maybe just like, I don't know. That's a hard, I've been doing it for a really long time, so the surprises have kind of dwindled.
The surprises 16 years ago aren't the same as now.
It's very different. Like maybe that's what it is just the changes. Like it's just a constantly changing thing, which keeps me on my toes and makes it interesting. But it also is just kind of shocking how much you have to keep up with everything, and you just, it's I go to the same conferences every year, and they're always different, and I'm always learning something new. That's a good thing and kind of an overwhelming thing all at the same time.
Okay, yeah, sounds like. What is it that the families love about the services that you provide? I mean, I'm sure parents it's one thing, and,
Yes.
and the students or the kids are something else.
Yeah, that's probably true. I think with the kids, it's probably just the one-on-one attention, just getting that time with me to get questions answered and feeling like they have that person that they can ask.
Okay.
And hopefully I'm not making that too painful. That I think most of them enjoy that process. Some of them not so much. It's a very stressful time of the year.
Yes.
So I can be a symbol of for a lot of people, but I think I make that at least tolerable most of the time. The parents, I think they appreciate that they don't have to do what I'm doing.
Yes, speaking as one who's going through that process with you right now.
Yes.
Very, very thankful
Yes.
that you're doing it and not me.
It does help preserve relationships. That year, and I have a senior now, so I'm very aware of the angst that comes up emotionally for parents. It's tough. It's really, really tough. This year has been really a huge learning experience for me. Being a parent of a senior for the first time, having done this.
And going through it yourself.
Yeah, it's hard. There's a lot of emotions wrapped up in the whole process, so it's really difficult not to project that onto your child. And then it comes out as a critique about their life story as their essay or whatever, and that doesn't get taken well by seniors who are trying to break out from you and trying to establish their independence all at the same time and getting ready to leave and being terrified. So all those emotions are just all wrapped up, and I remove parents from that process a little bit, so that's nice if, for those who take advantage of that. So, yeah, new appreciation for parents.
There you go.
Yeah.
And this kind of flows into the next question. What are some of the greatest challenges you have besides being the advisor for your own child?
Yes. Yes. The greatest challenges, I think, probably just probably motivating the unmotivated students. A lot of students are motivated by pressure. I think naturally we like to procrastinate, and deadlines are key. But it can be really difficult to convince a what's called professional procrastinator that it would be better to finish this now, well before the deadline, so that we can work on other deadlines so that things don't get too crazy. So, because I can do a lot of things, but I cannot make a student write. So I can't, it's their application. They have to put that work in. So.
And it's changed throughout the years. I mean, from when the parents went to college to now, it's a totally different world as far as getting into college. And how many colleges do you recommend a student apply to?
Typically, now I would say probably 8 to 10, I think is a good range, which I think when our generation was going through, that's an absurd amount of colleges. But it tends to, and definitely there are kids who can do less. My own son is doing less than that. But that's because he's really confident in his schools that we are certain about, and he likes them. So we don't have to add to that. It's just to worry. And I think that's where a lot of the ad comes, is they're so the mark is so high to get into some of these big name schools, and so then you apply all over the place just in case you don't get into that one, because many of the schools that top 50 from the new U.S. News World Report are what people focus on, and unfortunately, the schools there don't go based on just numbers, and that might have been the way it was, years ago, where you have this, you're good. These schools are rejecting beautiful, on paper students all the time, and so you just don't know. So then, I'll apply here and here and here and here. And so, I have students with 17, 20 schools.
Wow.
And
That's a lot of pressure in itself.
that's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of time.
Right.
So I think visiting schools helps because then you can cut down on that list because you know what you don't like.
Right.
And why apply to a school you don't like? Because you don't need to go there. And I think a lot of students don't visit safeties because they're like, it's a safety. But if you fall in love with the safety, then yay, and then you don't have to worry about applying to so many schools.
Right, right.
Yeah.
What's the best way for people to get in touch with you if they have questions?
Probably my email.
Okay.
Yes, Erin_Mitchell@mac.com.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, Erin, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate yours.
Yes, yes, yes. This is Mark Schauder with Sotheby's International Realty with another episode of Poway Today.